Hello, LDC friends. Today I wanted to jump on and talk about essential oils for babies. I know we have a lot of mamas that are on this page here, so I want this to be a resource that you can continue to come back to. And I recently taught a class on this, so I thought I would just go over some of the things that I had covered in the class, hopefully help answer some of your questions here and leave you more empowered with your oils as you use them with your little ones. So this live is in place of our Monday live. The scheduled Monday live fell through, but we are rescheduling it. So there's lots of more fun topics to come on Monday, or on the Mondays to come, from other educators on our team. Some of the ones that are to come are topics like yoga and essential oils, backpack essentials or backpack essentials for kiddos, cleaning and essential oils, pets and essential oils, and DIY beauty supplies. So lots of great topics, and if you have any suggestions for other topics that you'd like to hear about, I'd love it if you post it in the comments. But like I said, today I wanted to go through things specifically for babies. There's like so many topics that you can talk about when it comes to babies, and the thing that I just always like encourage mamas with is really oils are like, they can be such an empowering thing, and they really can help you avoid so many of the synthetic and toxic things that most mamas would prefer to stay away from. So today I wanted to go through a few of those topics where we use them specifically with Elliot, and then if you have other questions about ways that you can use your oils, feel free to post in the comments. My opinion is not for sure like all inclusive of all mamas and how they all use their oils, but I do have ways that we love them, and hopefully you'll be blessed by them as well. So before we go into those, the one thing that I did want to cover is a question that I get oftentimes from moms about essential oils and babies and the safety as you're using oils with kiddos. And so I'll just say that it's a very, very opinionated topic. There's a lot of different perspectives, and I always just want to encourage people on our team, mamas, to listen to your intuition. Trust that intuition. It's there for a reason. When you use essential oils in any facet, there's going to be people that are more on this side. They're very conservative with their oil use, and then people that are on this side that are very liberal with their oil use. People that are very liberal come from the perspective of it's natural, like it could never do anything wrong. People that are very conservative are, just in my opinion, using a lot of fear tactics. And whenever I hear fear in anything, my radar goes off. So just first of all, if you're ever reading a blog with one mama's opinion and you start to feel fear, I'd encourage you to stop reading. Because we always want to encourage our mamas to come to using their oils from a place of education and empowerment, not doing something because of fear in anything that they decide to do with their kiddos. So for me, I land, if right here is the middle between conservative and liberal, I'm maybe a little bit over here on the liberal side, and the reason being is because essential oils are natural. And most things being used on children for situations like immune health or, primarily immune health, but a lot of different situations are going to be toxic. They have all sorts of negative side effects from them. We just aren't educated on those things. We're just used to using those things because that's what's been used for a really long time. Whereas an essential oil is actually natural. So any sort of side effect that comes from essential oil is going to be a lot less severe than some of the things that can come from other associated medications. So again, with every decision, just come to it from a place of education, empowerment, and not from fear. So some of the favorite ways that we will use essential oils for our babe. Number one, all things skin is an amazing recipe. You maybe heard of it before, but it's a combination of melaleuca, lavender, and frankincense for kiddos. So this would be great for using it, whether it would be for like diaper irritation, diaper rash of some sort, or maybe eczema patches on the skin, or maybe even a like itchy bug bite. Lavender is great for. Those three oils are amazing for anything where your skin is getting irritated, and especially for babies. So with all of the stuff that I'm talking about, if you're wondering about appropriate dilution ratios, make sure to check out the files tab. There's a great dilution chart there that has information on how to dilute appropriately for children. So next, teething and essential oils. Teething and essential oils has been like a lifesaver for us. We have always used the blend of Serenity and White Fur. So we literally make up a little 5 ml roller bottle, similar to this size, and we would add about 4 drops of Serenity and 2 drops of White Fur. The reason we use Serenity is because it has both lavender and Roman chamomile in it. If you have Roman chamomile, just use Roman chamomile, lavender, and White Fur. That's a great combo, and it's going to be a little bit more potent. But I've always just used Serenity and White Fur because they were out of Roman chamomile for the majority of Elliot's teething early on. So for us personally, when we've used this blend, there's literally been times where Elliot is teething and he will not only refuse to nurse, but he'll refuse to take a bottle because his mouth is bothering him so bad. And there's been countless times where we put that teething roller bottle, just apply it along his jawline, maybe even sometimes a little bit up here, and he, after about a couple minutes, will then accept the bottle and he stops screaming, because basically he'll be screaming because he's so hungry, but then he doesn't want to eat because it hurts. So anyways, it's been a lifesaver for us, not only with like just getting him to eat, period, but then sometimes even it helped him to actually latch on and nurse when his mouth was bothering him so much. So that is an amazing roller bottle blend for mamas. Next, I wanted to go into a topic somewhat related, but maybe not as common. If babies get injured for some reason, so for example, my child is a climber. Lots of people have babies that are maybe a little bit more adventurous, and he's fallen and hurt himself multiple times, but this specific time he fell and hurt his knee pretty bad, like he didn't even want to stand on it. So he got it adjusted by a chiropractor, but it was very painful for him. He literally woke up in the middle of the night at times crying those first couple nights after it was injured. And so we used diluted Aromatouch in a roller bottle, and that was amazing for his pain. We also did black pepper and White Fur. Basically we had all 3 of those oils and we were like just wanting him to be out of pain, so we tried all 3 of them. Frankincense is another good one. If you look in the files tab, again, there's oils that are specifically going to be more safe for children if you're coming at using oils from a cautious approach. And so we wanted to stay away from oils like Deep Blue or Wintergreen and things like that. So instead we stuck with oils like White Fur, black pepper, Aromatouch, frankincense. All of those are great oils when it comes to inflammation and pain for babies. So next, what I wanted to talk about is tummy trouble. When we're talking about tummy trouble, whether it's constipation or maybe gassiness or something like that, if it's something that your child is experiencing on a regular basis, I don't encourage people to use Digestion. Digestion is a lot of times what adults will use in a circumstance like that, but Digestion has oils in it that can cause minor hormone response. So if there's a baby that is struggling with these issues chronically, whether it's maybe like spitting up a little bit or gassiness or whatever, I would not recommend Digestion. I would err to use an oil like cardamom or wild orange or even ginger. All 3 of those are great for babies and for their tummies. If it's on an occasion use, it's not really a big deal. We've used Digestion on Elliot before, but it's just been in like here or there circumstances, not a daily thing. And then next, before I get into anything immune system wise, I wanted to touch on babies and sleep. Sleep is like a very multifaceted topic with kiddos. And so the one thing that I always remind mamas is like oils are not like a fix-all when it comes to sleep for kiddos, but they can be very, very helpful and supportive. So it's not like you're going to start diffusing oils and your baby's going to sleep through the night every single night, because they're just like us. They have like all these different factors that are affecting them and their ability to sleep. For us, our favorite use, hands down, for oils for babies with sleep has been to include oils during bedtime routine. So from very early on, like I'm talking like when Elliot was maybe a week old, maybe even less, we started diffusing lavender, actually Serenity. We started diffusing Serenity in his bedroom every single night. It was a part of his routine, because people had told us, get your babies going into a routine, they'll get used to the routine, and that will help them know what time nighttime is, and then they won't wake up in the middle of the night wanting to play. And so one cool thing to note about brains in general, the human brain, is that you have over 1 trillion sense receptors, and you only have 3 different photoreceptors. So meaning, like, a lot of times when we think about routines for babies when they're going to bed, we think about things like, oh, like we'll read them a book, or we'll change them into their jammies, or we'll give them a bath, or we'll give them their bottle, all things that they're primarily sensing through sight. But one of the most powerful things that you can do is start to create a association based on sense, or the sense of smell, because babies have so many little receptors in their brain that are associated with what they're smelling. So that is why we started diffusing each night before he went to bed, because he just knows, like he knows that's what he smells before he goes to bed for the night. There's a lot of other things that we did, like blackout curtains, a routine in general with other things included, but I definitely think diffusing oils is a really powerful part of that for children, and it really does help them to relax because it's something that they're used to. It's comforting to them. So anyways, we really, really love that aspect of oils for babies. You can also use like a little roller bottle, diluted lavender, diluted Serenity. Sometimes for kiddos, lavender isn't the best, and you can do something like juniper berry. It just depends on your child. There's all sorts of options: cedarwood, vetiver, lots of great ones. So if you're a mama and you found success with the Sleepy Time blend, definitely post it in the comments for other mamas to see. For us, we've done a lot of, like, it's been basically Serenity every single night since Elliot was born. Early on, we used to do Serenity and vetiver, but now the new updated Serenity has vetiver already in it. So that's sleep. And then one more topic before we go into immune system stuff with kiddos is that we like to make our own hand sanitizer for Elliot and myself. I'll be honest, I don't use hand sanitizer a ton, but I know it's something that can be really helpful when you're out and about, getting exposure with other kids that are sick, or adults maybe, and you want to be able to protect your child. I'd really encourage you to try to stay away from things like conventional hand sanitizers. There's actually an ingredient called triclosan that is now being banned. It's been banned in 3+ states because it is associated with a ton of very, very negative side effects. And not to mention just that aspect of it, but hand sanitizers are also meant to kill all germs in general. And once you start learning about the immune system, you learn that there's actually lots of good bacteria that your body needs to be able to get rid of the bad bacteria that actually causes sickness. So we like to use things like On Guard with, the recipe is posted in the files tab, I believe, but I haven't made it in a while because, like I said, we don't use it very often. I think it has like vitamin E oil and maybe some Castile soap, but it's super easy to make and it's really easy to use, and we like to use that because the On Guard is going to primarily kill the bad bacteria and not kill the good. So definitely check that out. Super handy, super cheap to make. And then the big topic, which is immune systems with children. So I have experienced all sorts of things with immune system stuff for Elliot, and I've had lots of stories of other mamas, and so I'm just going to share a little bit from experience. Number one, hands down, no matter what type of immune system issue is going on with a child, one of my favorite things to do is what is called the basic protocol. And I don't have my book, of course, but there's the Body Systems book and the Symphony of the Cells booklet that has all these different protocols that you can do, and one of them is called the basic protocol. You've probably seen it posted about here on our page before, but what it is diluted frankincense, then diluted melaleuca, then diluted aromatouch, and then diluted peppermint. The reason not all of the oils are blended together is because when you blend oils together all in one roller bottle, the chemistry will actually start to interact and it changes the actual essential oil that's there. It doesn't mean it's always a bad thing, it's just that sometimes it's more beneficial to actually layer the oils so you see all the different benefits from the different oils that you're putting on your child. So we actually at our house have a roller bottle with each of these diluted. If you're in a pinch, you can definitely just use a little glass container, put some cooking coconut oil in there, and then put a drop or two in each container to have it diluted. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the frankincense and apply it to either the bottoms of their feet or their spine, or even both. If you're wanting to err on the side of caution with smaller children, I would not always do peppermint, or if you do peppermint, only do it on the bottoms of their feet. Dr. Tisserand is like considered the king of safety when it comes to essential oils. This is his ginormous book. And what he says about peppermint and eucalyptus is that you should not put it on the face or the chest of a small child, meaning below the age of 4. So again, I think the most important thing for mamas is to listen to your own intuition. But for us, when we use oils like Breathe that has peppermint in it, or Digescen that has peppermint in it, or straight up peppermint, we just early on chose not to put it on Elliot's chest or face. Not that hard, but we would use it in his diffuser or things like that. So, but that again was where we landed and where we were most comfortable. And we've loved it. Saw lots of benefits from all those uses. So back to the basic protocol. When your child is starting to come down with something immune system wise, what I always tell mamas to do is start with using that protocol one time and then do it again at the next diaper change. So that would be about 3 to 4 hours later, approximately. And that way it's just an easy way for you to remember, because when you are trying to get therapeutic benefits of essential oils, you want to use them consistently. Oils will process out of the body within at least 3 to 4 hours. What your body doesn't use, it will just process out. So that's why it's important when you're trying to support the immune system to use them very, very consistently throughout the day, instead of trying to use a lot. I used to think early on with oils like, oh, the more I use, the better. Well, that's not really true. You don't need that much. Just using them consistently is when you're going to see the most benefits. So that basic protocol is our biggest thing always for immune system stuff. If it ever gets to a circumstance where your child is maybe has a temperature that's really high that you're uncomfortable with, again, that has to be up to your mom intuition, because you have to remember that fevers are a really good thing. Our bodies are designed to do the right thing, and fevers are designed to be able to help kill the bacteria and viruses that are going on inside our bodies. So it's a good thing. But there are circumstances where maybe your baby's temperature is just so elevated that it's not, that your child is not eating regularly, or maybe not going to the bathroom regularly, or like when you change the diaper it's dry. And there's actually an amazing story. It's not really mine to tell, but I'm sure she wouldn't care. It's very non-compliant, so definitely do not share it outside of this group. But my close friend Melissa once traveled with her baby Cohen to Arizona, and he was a little bit sick. When they got there, he was like really sick. And she had been using her oils kind of throughout the process, and it got to this point that she was like, I need to be using my oils consistently. I need to be trying every single tool I have. Otherwise, basically, I'm probably going to have to go in to the ER with Cohen, because he had a couple diapers that were not dry, or they were dry. So obviously getting to a point that it's pretty serious. And so she did that basic protocol the first time. He arched his back, didn't want to be touched. A half an hour later, she did the protocol again. He just laid there, and a half an hour later she did it one more time. He perked up and wanted to nurse immediately. So I think that is just a beautiful story of how amazing these oils really can be when used properly. So I always encourage mamas, like, if your baby is struggling with something immune system wise, do that basic protocol and really focus on consistency with your oils with your child. And obviously other things are really important, like vitamin D3 is really important for babies, and we actually supplement that for Elliot in his bottle now. I stopped nursing in January, so I don't remember how old he was, like 16 and a half, almost 17 months or something like that. And now we feed him a bottle with bone broth and coconut milk and coconut water. If you want to learn more about my crazy concoction, ask me. But my baby has incredibly soft skin. Like, I wish I would have grown up on bone broth. Like, so good for your gut health, your immune system, everything. So anyways, that's what he has now. And we put some vitamin D, liquid vitamin D, in his bottle. He doesn't need very much, like less than 1,000 IUs. But because we're not consistently in the sun, vitamin D is something that 3/4 of Americans are deficient in. We choose to supplement that for Elliot, so that helps his immune system to be stronger. So then a couple other things that I wanted to talk about specifically are more like respiratory based things for babies. A few of the things that we really love is cardamom. First off, cardamom oil we are obsessed with when Elliot is struggling respiratory wise. Like, I will literally just take the bottle and put a little drop on my finger, and then I will swipe a little bit on his clothes. And my phone is like potentially gonna die, so I'm gonna try to find my charger while I'm talking. But anyways, so we take the oil bottle and we will put a little bit on our finger, and then we swipe it on the tops of his pajamas, so it's right there and he's smelling it very, very easily. And that is like a very, very gentle form of peppermint or eucalyptus, so really helpful in opening up airways for babies. The second thing that we love to do is steam baths, and this is when things start to get like pretty intense for Elliot. We will, sorry guys, we'll take the these specific essential oils, and this is from a book called Aromatherapy for Children, and again that's somewhere here, but basically we take an empty essential oil bottle and we will put equal drops of lemon, melaleuca, lavender, thyme, and eucalyptus. We put them all in an empty container like this, equal amounts, and then we just keep that on hand all the time. And if Elliot's like super congested to the point that he's waking up because he can't breathe very well, we will just get a steam bath going with hot water, get it boiling, put it in a glass bowl, and then we'll put 2 to 3 drops of that blend into the glass bowl. And that also is really amazing. A lot of times if he's struggling, we'll hold him over the steam, so it helps to, that heat and the steam helps open up those airways and drive the essential oils in further. So that countless times has helped open up his airways, so then we can lay him down and he'll go back to sleep because he can breathe again. Along with a snot sucker too, of course. And then another one of our favorite blends for the diffuser in the case of an extreme runny nose is using a combination of melaleuca, lemon, and lemongrass in the diffuser called Stop the Snot by Melissa Christopher, I believe. So anyways, I hope that gives you a good idea of things that you can be using your oils for with your kiddos. Again, if there's something that I didn't cover that you maybe have questions about, I would love it if you post it in the comments. And then last but not least, I want to show you guys my favorite resources. If you don't already have them, the Essential Life book has a whole section that is built around essential oils for children. So I know there's a lot of people on our team that will get recipes from here. Specifically, they have a cough buster recipe. and just, yeah, tons of ideas for oils with kiddos. I'm trying to find the section. But if you've never seen the layout of this book, basically, like, this is a chapter all on the respiratory system. And so it has an explanation, and then here it has a page full of recipes. So that's actually where the cough buster rub is, and there's a singer or speaker's voice recovery spray. All sorts of really great ideas in there and recipes that make it super practical. And then just a couple other resources I wanted to show you guys. Are, in case you're interested, both of these are on Amazon. This is Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth, and Babies. I think this is really, really great for mamas that are pregnant, even nursing, things like that. And then this is Aromatherapy for the Healthy Child. And this book is the one that we actually got that steam bath recipe from. So I hope that gives you some good ideas. Oh, one other thing. Actually today, Elliot is at that age now where he is wanting to walk everywhere, and he's wearing shorts now in Texas, and so he has been falling often and scraping his knees on the cement. And so we love to use the Correctex that doTERRA has. It has a ton of really, really great healing oils in it, and we'll just put a little bit of that on the cut to help it to heal, help prevent any infection, that sort of thing. So again, this recording is not compliant. Please do not share it out of the group. But I hope this leaves you with some good ideas for how you can use your oils for your kiddos. And if you have any questions, please post in the comments, because we've got lots of super educated mamas here on our page to be able to help you as you use your oils with your kiddos, so you feel empowered. And then last but not least, also post in the comments if you have any topics that you'd really love to hear about in the future. I have the next 4 to 5 weeks lined up for topics that we're going to be chatting about on our lives here in our secret group, but I always love hearing from you guys on topics that you would want to hear about as well. So thanks for joining me tonight, and I hope you all have a good night. Bye-bye.